Hey everybody, welcome to my video. I'm gonna make hot dogs today. Hey guys, making hot dogs today. What is up, hot dog homies? It's your hot dog host Twan, and today we're answering a question no one asked, but everyone should. Is it really cheaper to make your own hot dogs, or are we just going in on a pipe dream? Or should I say, a tube steak dream?
Oh my.
Here's what I did. I bought a meat grinder, a sausage stuffer, I mixed the spice blend, I loaded the casings, and I cranked out 45 homemade hot dogs. Stick around for the full breakdown, a taste test, and the big question, was it worth it? Hey, we've got some meat. I've got about 8 pounds of beef sirloin tip. If you've ever wondered why you should make your own hot dogs, or you would even want to make your own hot dogs, it's because you know exactly what you're getting. Woo! Our meat almost got away from us. What we've got here is some top sirloin. If you've ever wondered, what is in the heck is in my hot dogs? Well, with this, you're actually gonna know. We're gonna start with our top sirloin here. It's got a fair amount of fat on it, not a bad amount. We'll keep a lot of that fat. And what we're gonna do is just start by trimming up some of this silver skin. This stuff right here is absolutely no good, and you don't want it. Now, gotta pat this dry again. A lot of people use different cuts of meat for this. Some people use like a chuck. I've seen chuck. I've seen people make hot dogs out of brisket. That would be delicious. I've not made a brisket in some time myself on the smoker, mainly just because, God, it's like $100, and you got to be really careful with brisket. Good thing we got 8 pounds. We're cutting probably about 2 pounds off of this. As I open this up and we get it cut, I will probably trim up some more of this fat, but we're just gonna cut this into strips and then down into little chunks. When we get this all chopped up, we're gonna throw this in the freezer for a little bit. All right, we have got our meat all nice and trimmed up. It's cut up, it's ready to go into the grinder, and we're gonna put this in the fridge for about 30 minutes. While this is freezing up, we're gonna get our spices together. So stick around, we'll be right back with the spices. All right, so our meat is in the freezer. It's freezing up, and while that's going, we're gonna go ahead and get our spice blend together. So first we're going in with 4.5 tablespoons of paprika, and I'm using smoked paprika. A tablespoon and a half of garlic powder, tablespoon and a half of onion powder, 1.5 tablespoons of ground coriander, teaspoon and a half of white pepper, 3/4 of a teaspoon of ground mace. And if you don't have mace, you could substitute nutmeg for that. That would work just fine. 3/4 teaspoon of cardamom, ground cardamom, 1 tablespoon and a half of ground mustard, 1 tablespoon and a half ground mustard, and then 1.5 teaspoons of celery seed. And finally, gotta season. We want 1.5 tablespoons of kosher salt and 3/4 teaspoon of our pink curing salt. And this is gonna give us that texture and color and flavor. It's gonna help build, and it's gonna cure the meat. And that'll go in overnight. Now, this recipe does call for liquid smoke, 1 tablespoon. I'm using this recipe, and this is for about 7 pounds of meat when you add your beef and your pork together. So remember, you could vary this recipe down, or you could scale it down, or you could scale it up depending on what you want to do. We'll obviously have the recipe in the description below. So we're just gonna take our spice blend now and give that a good shake. And that's what's gonna make up this delicious hot dog flavor. Check this out. So, just so you can see what it looks like all mixed. Actually looks like kind of like a nice little barbecue rub. Let's do this. Does it kind of have a hot dog flavor? It kind of does. The smoked paprika is gonna give this a nice smoky flavor, but we're gonna go ahead and smoke this on our smoker anyway, probably for about an hour, just cold smoke it, just to get the hot dogs up to temp. So we have got our spice blend together, and now we're just gonna grind up some meat. It's gonna be fun. Stick around. We are grinding our beef. I'm just gonna put on another glove real quick here. And I've got our meat cut down to where it'll fit into our grinder. We're using our smallest die on the grinder to make it really thin. We're gonna run our beef through probably a few times. And we're just gonna keep running this until everything's ground up nice. There's something about this too that just makes you feel like, oh man, I'm like, you know, I'm at my own shop back in the 1920s, making hot dogs for a lot of people that are just like brand new. They're like, what is this contraption? What is this tubular meat? My meat hole's all jammed up. One of the tricks I heard you could do with this is you can run like a piece of bread through to make sure you get the rest of all the meat out, but we're not gonna do that today. So our beef is done. We're gonna put it back in the freezer to cool back down. We're gonna run this at least twice more. All right, so we've got about a pound of pork. I'm actually using country style rib meat. I think number one, it was not very expensive in the store. And I picked one that had a bunch of fat content. So if you see, like there's a good amount of fat content on this, and that's gonna grind up. That's gonna give us our fat that we want in our meat. So I'm just doing about a pound of pork. And again, we're going down, we're grinding, baby. Such a different consistency, but it's also gonna hold a lot more moisture, which in our hot dogs, we want them to be juicy and moist. And I think this is just really gonna give them a lot of good moisture. Yeah, you can see there's a lot of really great fat content there. Fun, hot dog day and the fun. Doesn't get much better than this. Hanging out with you, your old buddy Twan, and hanging out with me next to the pool, grinding up some meat, grinding up some pork. All right, our pork is ground, and we're going into the freezer with this as well. Come back, we're gonna grind it all up again. All right, we've got our pork and we've got our beef ground up on it. First grind. We're gonna go in for a second grind, and what I'm gonna do first is we're gonna get a little bit of beef in, and we're gonna get a little bit of this pork in, and we're gonna go from there. Oh, that's nice and cold. All right, so pork is coming over here to the beef pile. Over to the beef pile. And we're gonna go down with some of our beef and some of our pork, and we're gonna grind this a couple of times just to make sure that it's super emulsified. We're gonna get very meaty. And here we go with the grind. When we're done with this, we're popping it back into the fridge for yet a little bit more, maybe 20 minutes, just to keep it nice and cold. Then we're mixing. We have finished up our second grind. We've got the pork incorporated into the beef. We're just gonna take that there. And now we're gonna give all of this a quick mix to make sure that the pork is incorporated well throughout the beef. And as you can see, it's a lighter color, so it's kind of like not quite mixed as well as we'll want, but we will actually let this sit in the freezer again now for about 30 minutes. Already our second grind has got it looking really, really good. It's even getting more and more incorporated. And we're just gonna let this meat get cold again, grind one more time, and it should be ready to take our spice, and then we're gonna put it into our food processor with a little bit of ice and keep it cold. The water will turn this into a smooth paste that will be ready to receive our hot dog. All right. We are back for our third and final grind session. We're gonna grind this up. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Should be like a nice consistency. You shouldn't see too many bits of fat in there. It really should just all be one color. If it's not, that's not a big deal, but we'll show you in just a second what everything's gonna look like. So stay tuned for that. We're just gonna take our meat here, get it into this other pan. We're already looking pretty good here. And that spice blend that we put together earlier, now that's gonna go in. Got a couple of other ingredients that we're gonna put in. And we're just gonna give this a really good mix with our hands. You'll start to feel it come together. It'll almost become a mush. And man, I can tell you, I can smell those spices. They smell amazing. And again, our recipe is for about 7 pounds of meat, and that's pork and beef together. Already coming together nicely. Now over here, what I've got is, I've got some corn syrup. And instead of putting sugar in, I elected to use this corn syrup. And I think that that's just, you know, it's gonna offset some of the more tart notes of like the cardamom and the spice and the paprika, but I can tell you right now, it already smells wonderful. It already smells like a sausage. It smells like a hot dog. Our final ingredient right before we get all this stuff worked in is gonna be our milk powder. And that will go in just a little bit after we get our food processor set up. So we'll be doing that in just a sec. Hey, how you guys doing down here? All right, our spices are in. Exciting. Okay, we're back. So I've got 20% of my total meat weight in ice, and so we're just gonna use a little bit of ice and put that in with our meat. Oh, I see what it's doing. It's giving me like a pulse thing. Oh, that's cool. All right, let's try that again. Let's puree. And we're gonna keep dumping in ice as we go. That's looking pretty good. All right, let's take a look at this. Oh, that is a very pasty meat paste. And we've got ice chipped in. All right, let's see if we can't get some of this out into our thing here. This is gonna be a real fun process, I can tell you right now. Am I gonna be able to even do this with this thing? What a nightmare. Well, we got some of it out. Let's add more of this stuff in. More of our meat. And, oh boy. Okay, well, everything's new. What I wish I had was an awesome little stand mixer, but I don't. All right, there's some more ice going down. And, woo, it's not liking that at all. We'll see, we'll see. All right, down you go, back to puree. Hey, that sounds pretty good. I'm using the chop blade on this. Not actually using like the dough blade or anything like that, just because I really want this to be a nice consistency. We're pretty good consistency right now. I think when the ice starts to melt in here, it'll be really, really good. There we go. Our final mix in the food processor. Now we're gonna combine all of this back over in our other pan. All right. We have our meat paste ready to be, well, almost ready to be put in to our hot dog casings. We're just gonna mix all of this really well. It's cold and it's gonna go in the refrigerator overnight. It's gonna allow all of our spices to come together. It's gonna allow our meat to really emulsify, and that's what we want. But we've got to get all of this milk powder incorporated. And if you had a stand mixer, I would say use that. If you don't have a stand mixer, you're gonna do what I'm doing right now and have a little workout. We got our milk powder in. We're just gonna give this a wipe. We're gonna clean up, let this sit overnight, do its magic, and we'll be back tomorrow to case these babies up. And we're back. Our meat has set for a little over 14 hours, and it's looking just like a hot dog. It smells like hot dog. It's time to get these cased up. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put on a couple of gloves, and we're gonna put our meat into our sausage stuffer. All right, so we've got our meat, and we're just gonna take our gloves and we're gonna pack our sausage stuffer. This is very exciting, using a lot of stuff for the first time today. So we've got sheep casing. We're going all natural here with these. And the ones that I'm using are 22 to 24 millimeter. And which should be about right for what we want to do here. All right. Looking pretty good. We got about 7 pounds of hot dog farce going down. And I'm looking forward to seeing how this all comes out. All right, let's get this baby loaded up. Ow, that's heavy. And like I said, I'm using all of this stuff for the first time today. It clicks in like that. All right, super exciting. Our plunger is going down, cranking away here. And you'll notice we're actually gonna squeeze this down until the hot dog meat comes out of the bottom. I think we've started to get there. Oh, look at that. There it is. Now, we've got it there. Now we're gonna take our sheep's casing, and I've been soaking this in a little bit of water just to get it ready. And these actually come pre-cased on this handy dandy little plastic thing here. Should make it a little bit easier to get on because these can be a real pain. I don't know if that was the easiest way to do because it seems like it's going to work out just fine. Oh yeah, there we go. Much easier than the first time I tried this. And there's our first bit of casing. All right, well, we'll stick with that right there. And we'll pull these all the way to the end, put those back in our water. All right, well, it looks like we're ready to go. Just gotta tie off the end here. Balloon knot. It's quite a big knot right there, huh? And we'll just snip our tip off and see how it goes. All right, we are casing our first hot dog. Here goes nothing. Ooh, come on, baby. All right, it's taking a little bit. It's going to take a little bit of time to get the feel for this. Oh, we got our first blowout. Dang. All right, well, pinch this guy off here, and we'll go again. But look at that. We've got our first hot dog here. Try this again here. There we go. Much easier without the glove, you would think. All right, we've got our little knot there. Tip, snip the tip. All right, I think this is gonna be a little better for us. All right, let's see how this goes. Much better. Oh, and you know what? Let's move some of this way. I think that'll help us. Any bets on that as to how many hot dogs we're gonna get out of this? All right, we're gonna continue to case these up. When it's all done, we'll show you what they look like and then we'll twist them into links. All right, that's gonna do it. We've got these guys here. I think that's about the length I want. So we're gonna pinch. We're gonna roll this way. And we're gonna take this guy and we're gonna roll this way and take this guy, roll this way. We might have a couple of little mini wieners. That's okay. We'll use those to test. And you know, at the end of the day, this is just something that's fun to do. And we're doing it because it's National Hot Dog Week month. What we're gonna do is we're gonna get our dogs in our pan, our hotel pan here. We're gonna put those in the refrigerator. We're gonna let them dry out a little bit. The drying process will help us with our dogs and help us get them where they won't come apart on the pinch here. And you can see here, we've got a wonderful set of links here. Okay, so we've linked up all our hot dogs and we're gonna put those in the fridge probably for 3 or 4 hours, let them dry, let the skins get crisp. That's gonna give a little more snap. We're gonna let those skins dry out. That's gonna help our twists at the end stay. And then we'll be firing up the smoker and we're gonna put these on the smoker for about an hour, really low heat, just to par bake or par smoke. I don't know, not par anything. I guess par boil. We could par boil some, I don't know. All right, so we gotta get our grill fired up, our smoker. We're doing a cold smoke. We're gonna do low heat, about 150 degrees for an hour. The hot dogs have been chilling in the refrigerator for about 4 hours. We want those casings to dry out, get nice and snappy. And so now it's just a matter of smoking them, getting some of that smoke flavor on them. And we're gonna get that going. And as soon as this is smoking, we're getting those dogs, we're gonna throw them on over here on the cold side, Just get a little smoke on them for about an hour, and then we're eating hot dogs. Homemade hot dogs, that is. Mount Vesuvius of dogs. We've got 2 tiers here, and we're gonna smoke these. Some of these I'm gonna put back, and I'm gonna actually maybe parboil them because I don't want much smoke. But I will say, like, check out this. Getting this little rack, you've got the 2-tiered hot dogs. It allowed them to dry out. We're gonna at least put all these hot dogs on the top on our smoker. These others, I might let them dry out overnight just to get those skins super tight and crispy. Tight and crispy skins. We've got a good amount of smoke, and what's great about this, we're just gonna take this top plate, we're gonna throw it right on over here, and actually I might just do them like this. These will go on for about an hour just to get some light smoke, and then we'll be able to cook them up. Let's make sure I don't smash them. Nothing worse than smashing your wiener in a barbecue pit. Okay, we are pulling these dogs off of the smoker. They have definitely got enough smoke. I'm gonna go in like this. We're gonna put these guys back on. They're all temping out at about 150. And some of them have got more smoke, thus the red color, than others. But what we want to do is get these in the ice bath and chilling. So we're just gonna snip, and they go down. We want to stop that cooking process. Look at the little mini wiener. Hi guy. Cute. So all of our casings have dried up, snapped out. We got some plumpy plumpers, and they're cooked. I wonder how it tastes. That's juicy. Holy cow. Okay. We're in for a treat today. These taste amazing. All right. We're gonna give these wieners a bath, get them all cleaned up. And then, man, it's time to griddle these babies. Time to get some of that Hot Dog Show signature mustard. Get these guys in a bun. I made a little relish. And we're having a sausage party today with a few buns. When we come back, we are making these hot dogs. It's been a 2-day process, and all I can say is it worth it? Well, we're about to find out. All right, so our hot dogs are all cased up and ready to go, and here's what I spent to make 45 homemade hot dogs. The meat was $46. That was a little over 6 pounds of top sirloin at $33, and 1 pound of pork country style ribs, which is sort of an offcut of pork ribs, for $13. Then I bought casings on Amazon for around $15. So that's a total of $61 in ingredients. So the ingredients alone, $61 at 45 dogs, that's about $1.36 per hot dog. So that's not bad, pretty much on par with what the premium store bought costs. But now if we add in the gear, like the meat grinder, which was $49, the sausage stuffer, which was $199, both you can get on Amazon, that's about $248 in equipment. So if we include the equipment in the first batch, $61 plus $248, that is $309 total cost, math. And now, so per dog, that's gonna be $309 divided by 45. That's $6.87 per hot dog. That's not really ideal. So the store-bought premium dogs though, you can get those for $12.99 and you get 10 of them. So that's like $1.30 each. So the first batch, store-bought totally wins, no contest. I guess next up what we've got to do is we've got to taste these dogs. We got to get this griddle fired up. Once that's hot, we're gonna toast up our bun. We're gonna get one of these hot dogs on the griddle. We're gonna see if making hot dogs yourself is as good as buying them. All right, we're gonna put this bun on. We're gonna get it warming up. We're gonna get the griddle oiled up a little bit. It's time to slap it, dog. It looks like a hot dog. It smells like a hot dog. Will it taste like a hot dog? We shall see. God, it's crisping up nice. It's looking nice. The bun's getting all toasty. It's looking good. No blowouts. That's crazy. There has not been a blowout on this. It looks like it's cooking up nicely. Oh, and just as I said that, we've got a split. Got a little bit of a split. That's all right. All right. Let's get this dog in its bun. Ouch. Hot diggity doodle. Okay. So it looks good. Looks good in its little holder. Sweet little bun. Let's come over here. Clear out some of this bullshit. And let's give it a little zig, a little zag. We're going half down, mustard on this side. We'll go down on all of it. All right, so finally the moment of truth. It's been a couple of days and we have been feverishly making hot dogs, casing them, smoking them, getting them all to this one very point. Here's the part that I don't think the math is gonna touch. It's gonna be the flavor and also just the pride of making your own hot dogs. Let's see if this homemade concoction, see if it feels like it's $6.87 in a bun. Instantly, it's so much juicier than a regular hot dog and than the hot dogs that you get at the store. It's fresh. I mean, you can see that juice right there. I mean, just look at that. Is homemade cheaper? Not at first, but it is tastier, way more fun to do. Let us know in the comments if you'd make your own hot dogs from scratch, or if you're just a store-bought kind of person, that's cool too. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, because you don't ever want to miss out on any of the fun while we're hanging in the bun. Till next time, hot dogs, peace, and bacon grease.